Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Nautilus. My name is Joseph, and this is the channel dedicated to all things art and creativity. I'm very happy to see you guys, talk to you guys, be with you guys here. It is very late, but I'm still doing this because I genuinely believe that it kind of keeps you guys with me here. So, I'm not going to take up too much time. In the beginning of the video, I'm going to ask you guys to please click that subscribe button, hit that bell icon, smash that like button, just help support me in everything I do. You're never, I never pressure you guys, it's just, I preface it because it's like, it's there, I would like for you guys to be there with me as I create these art pieces all by myself, do all the editing all by myself, and just have a good time doing it all together. But yes, your support is more than welcome and is more than appreciated. So please do everything in your power to show me some love, and I'll give you guys the content that you're looking for. Now, with that brutally said, I'm actually kind of doing this over, but it's fine. It's absolutely okay. Let's see here. So where we left off with Gilderhand and Macaro in the Journey of Gilderhand, the story I'm writing, they're in the cave, but they're trying to decide where to go. So let's give them a direction, huh? When the light was finally over the coin, they could clearly see the king's head facing them. Now they had a choice: king's head or the bristle branches on the back of it. So heads or tails, basically. And they got heads, and heads met in the left corridor. Staring back at each other, they turn their heads to the left corridor and peer down it. Before G picks the coin up, well, I guess we go down the left corridor, as fate has decided. Macaro says, as fate has decided. Gilderhand reiterates, I guess there's no turning back now, he continues to say. Standing up, they begin to move into the left corridor, which seems to slope somewhat downward. The last thing we needed was a slight incline, remarked Macaro. After all, isn't it enough that we're going deeper into the cave? Gilderhand, looking back, remarked, What, are you scared all of a sudden? Also, aren't you supposed to be leading us since you're the guide? Macaro replied, Well, look who got all snippy because I made a comment. Gilderhand says, Well, you're certainly not helping matters by complaining. We're in this situation whether you like it or not. Macaro replies, Fine, I'll stop complaining, but move to the side so I can take point. We're getting somewhere. Let's keep going. Macaro walked past Gilderhand in order to guide them, almost forgetting that he would be needed in Gilderhand's journey. So, before I found you in the village, what did you do in your spare time? Did you ever have an owner? Gilderhand says. Macaro replies, No, I was born 3 months ago and dropped off on the doorstep of an abandoned hut. So I don't know who I belong to. I'm not even sure if they're still alive. Gilderhand says, That's pretty sad, but I guess it's a good thing I came along. After all, who better to take care of you than someone who barely knows you, right? Macaro says, I guess so. Gilderhand states, You gotta look on the bright side of things. At least we're both not alone. That makes up for the feeling of abandonment, right? Macaro replies, Well, when you put it that way, I guess things aren't so bad. Except for the part where we delve deeper down into a cave we've never been in before. Gilderhand states, I've gotten used to that by now. I just visualize myself walking in a downward sloping field of beautiful green grass, with birds chirping overhead, and stalactites ready to pierce my eyes. Hold on 1 second, let me check the time. Okay, we keep on going, let's keep on going. Let's see here. You have such a way with words, you should be a poet, Macaro says. He replied, abruptly finishing that little spat they were having. A few meters up, they can see a faint bit of light on the other side of what they think is the end of the cave. Gilderhand tries to shine some light, but the lantern's flame isn't strong enough to illuminate objects that far away. Gilderhand, I have to move closer, otherwise I won't be able to see what's over there. There's not enough light in this cave, and this lantern is old. Macaro states, Even I can't see that far, and I'm a dog. Gilderhand and Macaro continue walking down the sloping corridor. moving closer towards the faint light at the end. As they slowly approach the light, they see it flicker slightly and go out before they can reach it. Macaro says, "Well, that was weird. I wonder what happened. Why did the light just go out suddenly?" Gilderhand says, "I'm not sure. Perhaps it was a weak flame and just dissipated due to the wind hitting it, if there is anyone in here." As they approach the end of the corridor, they notice that the path they are on drops off and slopes down in the shape of a deep hill. It's a good thing we stopped, or we would have went careening off to our deaths had we not noticed this hill, Gilderhand says. Macaro says, "That's for damn sure. Mere inches falling down the cliff." They decide to peer over the edge and take a look at the dark abyss below them. The chasm seemed to go on forever, but they had to get down somehow. Gilderhand says, "I've got a bit of rope here, but 30 feet of it. May not be enough to go down the whole way, but we might get pretty far." Macaro replies, "Perhaps, but we should be careful. One misstep and we could fall and never be seen again." Let me check what we're doing. Okay, we're doing pretty good. Doing pretty good here. Tying one end of the rope to a nearby stone, Gilderhand then took Macaro in his hand and began to rappel down the steep side of the ledge. Making sure not to go too fast, he would try to find his footing each time. Gilderhand says, Can you see if it starts to level out to the point where we can safely walk on it?" Macaro replies, "I'll let you know." So far, it looks like the slope goes on for a while. Hopefully, it'll even out sooner than later. As they continue down the slope, they notice that they are gaining up on the last bit of rope. Ooh, rhymes. In a quick decision, Gilderhand decides to tie that last bit of rope around his waist so as to not fall. "I think this should be fine. I'm going to search for more rope in my pack. Hopefully I have some more left so that we can continue." Macaro replies, "While you're looking for it, pass me that lantern. I might not be able to see much, but at least I'll have an idea of where we're at." Gilderhand makes a joke. "Sounds like a plan to me. Why don't you shed some light on our situation?" I failed that. Macaro says, "Cracking jokes like that while we're tied up is not my idea of fun. Don't make me drop your lantern." Gilderhand replies, "I was only kidding. Relax yourself. I think I found some more rope, and I think there might be plenty here for us to continue to the bottom." Ooh, we're getting somewhere good. Ooh, I'm making excellent time right now. Let's keep going, ladies and gentlemen. Gilderhand ties the rope to the first line of rope and then lets it drop to the bottom. You can hear a distant thud as the end of the rope hits the ground floor. Gilderhand and Macaro continue to make their way down the side of the hill, finally reaching the ground. Looking back up, Gilderhand attempts to release the rope from the stone he tied it to that was resting on the hill. Macaro replies, "I don't think that will be necessary. Besides, what if we need the rope to climb back up the hill?" Gilderhand says, "I don't think we'll be returning back this way, Macaro. Once we leave this cave, there won't be any coming back." Macaro states, "Please don't sound any more excited than you did just now. You might hurt yourself." Good writer. Gilderhand says, "I was just being honest, buddy. No need to be harsh." They continue on foot through the dark and dreary cave. As Macaro scratches the nearby stone wall with his claws, as Macaro scratches the nearby stone wall with his claws, Gilderhand, "What are you doing?" Macaro replies, "I'm marking our path, just in case we need to retrace our steps. This marking isn't too far from the hill we just came down, so we shouldn't get lost from this point." Using this new marking method, Macaro and Gilderhand were able to retrace their steps, in case they got lost. The claw marks would be highly visible even in the dimmest light. "I didn't know that your claws are strong enough to go through stone, or create scratches that deep. It's pretty impressive." Macaro states, "It helps when you're a wild animal who's had to fend for themselves for many years." Writing that and reading that he's only 3 months old doesn't make sense, but screw it, I'm sticking to it. Gosh ding dong dang darn doon dingus. Screw it, we're going with it. I guess if a bad guy comes around, you and I will be fairly equipped to take him down. Macaro replies, "I guess so." Continue on their journey. They come to notice several stripped trees, with only a few limbs on them each. No leaves, no hanging fruit. They weren't massive or connected. They looked old, beaten down by centuries of rough sand and corrosion. Yet there was no air that could be detected. Oh, because trees give off oxygen. Wow. Totally skipped past that thought in my mind. Okay. Alright, we're coming up on just around a minute left. I got farther than last time. And, I hope you guys are enjoying this series. I hope you guys are enjoying the artwork that I do. As you're seeing here, this was a concept that was actually done via poll on my Twitter. I am the Nautilus on Twitter. And the poll was for which art piece I would do. So it was either another tornado drawing, dark surrealism, a Bob Ross piece, which is what you're looking at, and something that would be, kind of suggested by the Twitter peeps. And Bob Ross won out. So the Joy of Bob Ross is what you're watching right now. The Journey of Gilderhand is what you were just listening to. And this is me just having a really good voice tonight. The last video I sounded like this, I sounded like this. But this video I sound pretty darn good. I just gotta stay hydrated and I'll have this voice forever. And I want to once again thank you guys for subscribing, clicking that bell, just helping support this channel and this creativity we have. And I want to support you guys. So if you guys have any art you want me to look at, maybe do a critique on, just talk about it, just pour constant goodness on it. Let me know in the description. And thank you for all the support again. And remember that the Nautilus is out.